Hi, I am Adrienne Weaver, a PTA student at South University in Montgomery. Today I'm going to be going over some goniometer measurements for the ankle and foot, specifically dorsal and plantar flexion and inversion and eversion of the subtalar joint. And then we will also be doing some muscle strength testing. Okay. The first thing that I'm going to do is to test for dorsiflexion. You want your patient to be in the prone position. You have your goniometer. For dorsiflexion, in order to limit the restrictions from the gastroc, you're going to first put your patient's foot in a neutral position, and then, excuse me, I don't know if you'll lose me. You're going to flex the knee at 90 degrees, and this just kind of does away with the bias of the gastroc muscle, so you have less restriction on the dorsiflexors. So then we are going to get our goniometer. Our axis is going to be at the lateral malleosus. The stationary arm is going to be parallel with the fibular head, and then the moving arm is going to be lined up with the fifth metatarsal. And then you're going to ask your patient you're going to passively put your patient in dorsiflexion, align your goniometer. A normal passive range of motion should be 20 degrees. And that is what we have. So now we're going to do plantar flexion, and this is just the normal prone position. You're going to have the same alignments. Your axis is going to be the lateral malleosus. Your stationary head is going to be aligned with the fibular head, and your moving arm will be parallel with the fifth metatarsal. And you're going to ask your patient to point their toes. Can you point your toes? Like you're in cheer, like pointing your toes. We're going to point the toes. Just one foot, baby. Just this foot that I'm testing. All right, and you're going to keep your toes pointed. And then we will get our measurement. The normal is 50 degrees. And that is what we have. Not sure, dorsiflexion was 20 degrees. I hope that is what I said, but it was 20 degrees. Plantar flexion is 50 degrees. So now we are going to do inversion and eversion. So your patient is still in the prone position. Your stationary arm is going to be lined up right in the middle of the gastroc soleus, here in the back, mid-calf. Your axis is going to be in between the medial and lateral malleosus, right on the Achilles tendon. And then your moving arm is going to be the middle of the calcaneus. And for inversion, you are going to move this foot to the side. We're going to invert our foot. So we're going to line up our goniometer. And your measurement is on the calcaneus, which is something to kind of remember. Okay, so we're going to invert our foot and then lined up with the calcaneus. And it's no more than 5 degrees. So we have our reading. And then we're going to do eversion, which is the exact same thing. Lined up with the middle of the calf, The axis is going to be in between the medial and lateral malleosus. Moving arm lined up in the middle of the calcaneus. And we're going to ask our patient, or we're going to passive, you got to keep the leg just like that. You don't want to move the rest of your body, just like that. And eversion is also a 5 degrees, so we are good on that. That is it for the goniometer measurements. Now we're going to move on to muscle testing. So I'm going to ask my patient to please come to a sitting position. That'd be you. Scoot to the edge of the bed. Have your feet kind of hang off. Scoot back just a little bit. I was kind of hoping you could see your feet. Right. Sure if you can still. Yeah. I think you can. Okay. So for the muscle testing, for dorsiflexion, we are testing the tibialis anterior. So what you're going to do is you are going to move the foot in dorsiflexion, and then you're also going to move it out. And you're going to palpate the tibialis anterior. Make sure you get a good, keep your knee kind of straight, like, and you can actually kind of see the muscle move. Okay, so anyways, you're going to foot down and out, and then what you're going to do is hold right here, and then you're going to push, hold against my resistance. You're going to push the opposite direction, so down, so it would be in and out. Is that all right? We're going to lift the foot up. I'm going to start all over. This is dorsiflexion to test the tibialis anterior. All right, we're going to have our patient short sitting. We're going to ask our patient to move their foot up and in, palpating. Let me move your foot freely, please. All right, so we're going to go up and in. Make sure that the muscles. All right, and then we're going to move the foot up and in, and we're going to ask our patient to hold this position. This is where you don't want to let me hit. So you're going to stabilize right here at the ankle, and then you're going to move the foot out and down. And if they hold it with maximal resistance without breaking, that is a 5 out of 5. Now we will do the plantar flexion. And for this one, we're going to ask our patient to please stand. And this goes back to the gymnast days and cheerleading days and doing toe rises. So you're going to ask scoot over just a little bit, ask your patient to balance themselves. And then you're going to ask them to do, with both feet, you're going to ask them to do a toe rise. And you're going to kind of want to measure how high they get. Okay, you can come down. And then for this test, which leg would you like to do? Which leg are you going to go up on? So you're going to go up on your right. You're going to go up. So, all right, so we're going to test the left leg. So hold this leg up. And then we're going to do 2 or 3 toe rises with the left leg. Go all the way up. And we're going to make sure that they come to the height of your clipboard or whatever it is that you're using to measure. You can come down. And in a normal clinical setting, you're going to ask them to do at least 25 repetitions. And if they can do 25 without any problems, then that is a grade 5 out of 5. Now we are going to test for inversion and eversion. I'm going to need you to lay on your side, please. Long ways, please. I can actually, I'm trying to get your feet on you.
Okay.
On your side.
Like this.
There we go. So we're laying on our side. And for inversion, you're going to test the bottom leg. So we're going to just, can you bend this, please? Remove this one on out of, no. Move this up. There we go. Kind of just get that little leg on out of the way there. But I need you to be fully on your stomach. Oh, no, we're sorry. We're on our side. We're on our side. Just kidding. Okay, for this one, for inversion, we're going to ask that we lift the bottom of the foot or the toes towards the ceiling. So we're going to actively do this, and we're testing for tibialis posterior on this one. You are going to stabilize on the lateral anterior tibia. You're going to hold it down. So with the toes pointed up, we are going to try and push down. So hold my resistance, please. And if she can hold that without breaking, it is a score of a 5 out of 5. And for eversion, we are still in the side laying position. We're going to be testing the top leg. We're on our side. Perfect. Okay, so for this one, we are going to plantar flex and evert. So it's kind of down and out. And with this one, you are going to try to push the opposite direction. So if we're in the down and out, we are trying to push up and in. All right, does that make any sense? We're in plantar flexion. So we're going to try and move it to dorsiflexion and inversion. I need you to hold this, please. So we're in. Let me place you where you need to be. So we're in plantar flexion and inversion. Okay. So what I'm going to try and do is dorsiflex, and so I'm going to push down and in. And if she can hold that, then that is a score of a 5 out of 5. Okay, baby, you're done. And then we were also asked to list all the bones in the feet and ankle, and those would be your talus, your calcaneus, your navicular, your cuneiforms. You have 3 of those, your cuboid, and then you also have your tarsals and metatarsals, and then you have your phalanges. Thank you very much. Oh, and I'm not sure if I stated that when the muscles that we're testing for plantar flexion, we're testing the gastroc and the soleus. I want to make sure I added that. Thank you.